Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk Today. The hidden truths behind the screens. Real people, real moments, real talk. I'm your host, Haley Roth, and today we're diving deep into a topic that's practically a part of our daily lives, social media. Whether we love it or hate it, there's no denying its impact on our relationships, how we see ourselves, and even the way we understand the world around us. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's explore the good and the bad of social media's influence on our lives. We've all seen it, right? Those perfectly curated photos, the couples that look like they're living in a romance movie, and the influencers who seem to have it all together. But is that really the whole picture? How is social media affecting teens and young adults' lives and how they perceive the world? Let's break it down. Let's start on a positive note. One of the biggest perks of social media is how it keeps us connected, especially for couples in long-distance relationships. Imagine you're miles apart from your partner. Thanks to messaging, video calls, and sharing your daily moments through posts, it feels like they're right there with you, does it not? Social media lets you stay involved in each other's lives, no matter the distance. Even for those already in relationships, sharing photos, inside jokes, and even little love notes online can keep the romance alive. And adding those small moments of joy that strengthen the bond, it's like having a virtual scrapbook of your shared life. But, as well as we all know, not everything about social media is picture perfect. Let's hear some opinions from some teens in relationships.
My boyfriend and I live a half hour away, so it's not possible to always see him, so I am thankful to be able to communicate with him over text and social media, but a lot of times it can cause arguments because it's hard to read someone's tone through a text message, but overall I think that it has been beneficial for our relationship on days we can't see each other.
Social media has a negative effect on my relationship as my girlfriend and I tend to compare our relationship a lot to others who seem to have it perfect, which I doubt is the truth.
I'm sure that's the case for a lot of teens in relationships. Social media can sometimes stir up jealousy and insecurities. Like, picture your partner leaving a comment or a like on someone else's post, and suddenly you're questioning everything. It's so easy to misinterpret those digital interactions. Not to mention, the constant access to your partner's online activity can lead to over-checking and monitoring. Trust issues start creeping in, and on top of that, social media tends to show everyone's highlight reel, which can make you feel like your relationship doesn't measure up. It's like a constant comparison game, which can mess with your confidence and satisfaction in your own life. And that's not even touching on the misunderstandings that come from trying to communicate through text alone. Without the tone of voice or facial expressions, a joke can easily come off as rude, sparking arguments that could have easily been avoided face to face. Let's switch it up and talk about body image now, because this is a huge issue, especially for teens and young adults. Social media is flooded with these perfectly assembled, edited images that set impossible beauty standards. Though it's all filters and angles and lighting, but for someone scrolling through, it's hard to not compare yourself. You start thinking, why don't I look like that? And that can really mess with your self-esteem. Teens feel this pressure to present a perfect version of themselves, which leads to selective sharing and even editing photos to fit in. And when everything is focused on how you look, like comments, likes, and followers, it's easy to lose sight of the things that truly matter, like your personality, your talents, or just being yourself. Now, here's a story about Spencer Barbosa, a 22-year-old influencer with over 10 million followers. She says that she was bullied a lot in high school. She felt extremely insecure about her weight. She felt alone. In fact, she didn't even want to be alive. Once she graduated high school, she created a TikTok account to teach girls to be confident and be themselves. Even though she shares positivity, there are still people out there who share hate comments on her posts about her weight or her body hair. There are also communities on social media that promote body positivity, accounts that embrace all shapes, sizes, and imperfections, and she's one of them. They are helping people feel seen and appreciated for who they really are. Let's hear from Spencer Barbosa herself.
Social media is so misleading. You do not need to look perfect to be perfect. You are the perfect version of you. Okay?
So while it's easy to get caught up in the pressure to look perfect, there are spaces that encourage self-love and authenticity. Now let's talk about something that's really affecting how we see the world: misinformation. Teens between 15 to 19 are surprisingly less concerned about misinformation than older adults. Maybe it's because they've grown up with social media, so they've gotten used to seeing all sorts of content online. Social media algorithms prioritize what keeps us engaged, not necessarily what's true. And while 56% of young adults are likely to fact-check what they see online, there is still a big chunk who don't even bother. Misinformation can spread like wildfire, and before you know it, people's views on the world are shaped by posts that may not even be accurate. But let's not forget about the bright side. Social media can also spread information quickly, which could be beneficial in urgent situations. Like, imagine if someone in a small town loses their dog. A simple post can rally the whole community to help find it. So, while social media can be overwhelming, it also has its incredible power to connect and inform people instantly. And that's it for today's episode. We've seen that social media is double-sided. It can bring us closer, open up opportunities, and keep us informed. But it can also create insecurities, misunderstandings, and even distort our perception of reality. So, next time you're scrolling through your feed, take a moment to think about how it's impacting you. Are you using it to connect and uplift, or is it making you feel bad about yourself? Thanks for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Until next time, take care of yourself, both online and offline.